Well, I already made a huge mistake, but I think now I know what my focus is going to be this week. Welcome to 100 Days of Living. Hey, it's the morning of day 2. How's my hair? Over the past couple months, I've been sticking with a routine that helps keep me disciplined, and it starts with getting up early, and usually I like to exercise right away. All right, so I screwed up. Where I'm at now is the workshop area of my business that failed. So here's what happened. What I should have done was just go for a walk, and I didn't. I thought I would do my morning routine a little out of order. I put it in a specific order because I know it works for me best, and if I get up and start moving, everything's better. I made the mistake of opening up email. I got 3 emails telling me that I'm behind on bills, that with rent coming up. Then I got seethingly angry. So I put on a podcast that has positive messaging and went for a walk like I should have just done at 6 this morning. So now it's 1:30 p.m. and I'm finally here. I had to beat a lot of resistance. I was trying to tell myself, screw it, today's ruined. But like I said last episode, I can't have that. I'm here to do something I actually love, and I don't feel like it. Stupid resistance. There's absolutely no getting ahead without fighting that. All right, so let me show you why I'm here. We have a little skate park back here, mostly built with scrap from jobs that we had done. The place where I broke my leg was my tibia plateau, right under my kneecap. And today it's really bad. Some days it gets really inflamed and feels like there's a little piece of metal right underneath my kneecap. And that's how it feels today. So just to work it out, all I'm gonna do is just kind of pump back and forth on the ramp back here. I did it. I'm gonna plan to come back tomorrow. Hopefully things will be a little bit better. I should be going, but before I leave, I'm gonna try to get in a couple bonus grinds. This little guy's pretty easy, just roll on, roll off, so I'll start there. Oh, hi. How are you? Now we'll go for this guy. Usually not too hard, even when my knee's acting up. Oh, Jesus. Wait. That one felt all right. I'm starting to have fun now, and I've been here for a lot longer than I thought I was going to be, so I gotta go. In Steven Pressfield's book, The War of Art, he mentions that it's harder to start doing that thing you have resistance about than to actually do that thing, and I believe that's true. So I continued to fight through more of my resistance the rest of the week, wondering how I'm going to put together this video. How much skateboard convalescing do people want to see? How many clips of me driving are people going to be interested in watching? Those were the 2 things I did most of this week. I even had to face resistance with this clip. I'm coming in here with a voiceover because the combination of car sounds, rain, and windshield wipers were competing too much with what I was saying, and it made the audio a chore to listen to while I was summing up my week. I am planning to get a lavalier mic as soon as I can, and it'll come with big thanks to these awesome people right here. And while I sum up what I was talking about, maybe I'll throw in some B-roll to give you something nice to look at. Oops. How'd that get in there? Let's try this again. Just like a lot of this week, the day I tried to film this clip originally came with a lot of resistance. See, I'm more of a fun in the sun type of guy. But it's the fall now and the weather's turned cold, rainy, and the sky's a bit gloomy. And this doesn't bode well for an old skateboarder working to recuperate after a broken leg. However, the change in color in the leaves is beautiful. And as you've seen, I currently have access to skate indoors. The lease on the building that housed my failed business was paid through to the end of the year. So this is a reminder that there's 2 months left, and I need to take advantage of that. When I started that day off, I didn't want to film at all. I was feeling down and embarrassed, and once again I felt like scrapping this whole thing. I mean, almost every time I post a new video, I lose more subscribers than I gain, and the views generally decline with each upload. But I get it, I was gone for years. I unlisted or deleted most of my old videos. My channel's different than it used to be. That's because I'm different than I used to be. Really, this is supposed to happen. And on top of that, who cares about those lost eyeballs? When so many of you are here and I've been getting so many wonderful and inspiring messages and comments from you. That's what matters. This means a lot to me and I'm honored by your support. This is a reminder that looking at analytics is one of the deceptions resistance likes to use. So what if I'm not for everyone? I kind of like it that way. And if I can give value to even just one person, then I count that as a win. So I reviewed my original reasons for doing this, and this was a reminder that my why is way more important than my insecurities. And now my biggest point of resistance from that day and from this week, my job hunt has been less than fruitful, and my career as an artist seems pretty far away from getting rebooted. So my primary source of income has been delivering food, and I hate it. I've been letting it make me feel like a failure, because I'm essentially doing the same job as I did in high school when I delivered pizza. And with inflation and responsibilities, it's far less lucrative these days. On that day I recorded, I averaged less than $10 an hour. Probably needless to say, but that's well below minimum wage around here. And aside from gas, there's wear and tear on my car. I've mentioned this before, but while I was doing deliveries a few months ago, I was rear-ended by an uninsured driver who took off after I discovered that the impact had dropped my back end a quarter to a half inch. And then shortly after that, while I was somewhere inside doing a pickup, someone smacked into the side of my car while pulling in or out of a parking space. They didn't leave a note, of course, and now the blower motor for my AC and heater has died. Perfect timing since it's getting colder and now I don't have a defroster. At some point I just gotta laugh at how this year's going, and I gotta head off resistance at the past by reframing my thoughts. Doing food delivery isn't sustainable for the long haul, but it's currently the best option I have to use as a stepping stone to keep me from drowning completely. So while I have this as an option, I'm going to be the best damn delivery driver I can be until I find my escape. Since I was young, I found inspiration in heroic stories, and they've helped me to reframe my thoughts when they start going down the path of a soft hands complainer. I hate to admit it, but my self-talk, I've been calling myself a failure, but I've been trying to do something about it. Would a failure do that? Our ancestors in hunter-gatherer communities did what they had to do to survive regardless of what kind of environmental conditions they had to endure. And I'm not the only one I need to provide for, so I've reframed my thinking like this. Delivery driving is now going on a hunt to gather whatever I can for me and my daughter, my family, my tribe. This is a reminder that it's a warrior's duty to do what must be done. And resistance is just another monster that needs to be slain, so your story is more interesting. Before I continue, I wanted to take a quick pause to extend some gratitude. Doing this 100 Days series and starting to record my experiences with it had been on my mind for a while, but as mentioned, it came with a lot of resistance for me. I've been watching and listening to two guys, James Murphy and Chad Lisenby, two fellas who've inspired me to push through my resistance. These guys have been through it and they're sharing their stories and wisdom to help others. These are Class A gentlemen. I've gotten a lot of value out of what they're doing, and I thought you might too. So I'll have links to their channels in the description and in a pinned comment below. Well, it's been a good week of hunting, health, and fighting. My biggest takeaway from this week is that resistance is a pernicious and insidious son of a bitch and a total liar. But it's not very good at it, and I've come to see that whatever it's trying to stop you from doing, it's showing you what you need to be doing the most. And while it's trying to deceive you, it's probably also trying to test you, to see if you really want what's on the other side of its lies. Thanks for watching. I've got an algorithm to fight, so I'd be much obliged if you'd hit that like button, and I'd love to hear from you in the comments. And if you feel so inclined to help me out with what I'm doing, there's a Patreon link over there in the bottom right-hand corner. In any case, thanks again, and have a good one.